I know nothing. Yeah, right. Is my name even there?
Yes, it is. I made sure, and that's me.
Look at you.
I know.
Doctor. You said doctor.
I had to because I was too pretty to not have some.
That's right. What's this? That's cool.
Those are M&Ms that I did.
I love that.
Do you like
Is that
that?
working? It's working.
Totally
I
working.
do. How are you guys?
All right.
Cool. I've been doing a lot more voiceovers lately, which is kind of cool. I did both God of Wars, there's a new God of War coming out. And I did anybody knows Skylanders, I'm the voice of the Crusher.
Wow.
And Skylanders. And I'm the new voice of Maserati, so those commercials will be coming on TV pretty soon. So it's me. And I said, can I go to Italy to do the voice? That'd be kind of cool. But anyway, hey, are you moderating this?
I am moderating, and the way it works, of course, as you know, people can ask questions. And
I would love questions.
I know, I love questions too.
I'll talk long enough, trust me, so ask a question.
And, you know, I'm hoping that people will raise their hands and stand when they ask questions. We went over this before you got here, but you never know.
Did I bring the humidity? Is that what I got? Because it wasn't, I heard it was pretty cold here before, right?
Oh, I think it got hot.
I just finished shooting a movie in Utah. I actually flew in this morning at 1 o'clock. I got in at 1. And they made me get up at 6, which was 4 o'clock in Utah time to go do some TV thing. And I'm a little tired. But I just shot the last 3.5 weeks in Utah, a little movie called Storm Rider. So take a look at a good family movie. Animals, I play a veterinarian out there in the mountains. And there's a plane crash and drama. And a love interest. I'm actually reunited with Christy Swanson, the original Buffy. In this movie, yeah. We did a movie together about 4 years ago called What If. So mark that down if you haven't seen What If. It's a very good family movie. You'll like it. John Ratzenberger's in it. You know, Cliff from Cheers, the postman. He plays a real smart-ass curmudgeon angel who comes down from heaven to show how much I've screwed up my life. It was fun. It was fun. Anyway.
Before you came in, somebody was saying that they love you as a cowboy.
I've done about 3 westerns now. We got another western I've been shooting up in Calgary with Dwight Yoakam and Anne Margaret. So check that out. It's called Tranquility. We haven't shot it yet, but it'll be out probably in a year from now. But just staying busy.
You are really truly busy, and you just recently produced a film too.
Abel's Field.
Yes, Abel's Field.
Which is out on DVD now. Actually, I have a couple at my desk. And one new son for you. Another good family, sort of modern day Cain and Abel meets Friday Night Lights, and we actually shot in Austin, Texas, a little north of there, but that's where they shot Friday Night Lights.
That's a nice place to visit.
Hey, Austin's beautiful. If you've never been, check it out. 6th Street is incredible. The music scene is just great. I was there a couple of years ago, I remember, for a different event, and it was a charity golf event. Dennis Quaid was hosting a golf event there, and that was Too Tall Ed Jones from the Cowboys. I think this city knows the Cowboys pretty well. Too Tall and I were walking down the street together on 6th Street. It was quite an interesting reaction from people. So, but Too Tall is just, you look more like Hercules than I did. So, kind of still is a beast.
It has to be your Norwegian background, right?
Yeah, wow.
You look like a Viking too.
I am a Viking 100%. I am. I am a Norwegian background. I used to tell my dates before I got married, I said, I rape and pillage, it's in my bloodline. So you have to put up with it. Then when I got Hercules, I would tell women I'm half God from the waist down. You always got to laugh. It's true, I did say that.
So when you got started in acting, you actually started as a model to pay your way through college. Do I have that right?
No, you're partially right. I started doing commercial work. I double majored in marketing and advertising. I'm from Minnesota. I'm a Minnesota boy. I'm a Viking guy. So thank you guys for Randall Cunningham because he was awesome for us. In '98, we were the best team in the NFL. We just blew it against Atlanta in the NFC Championship games. That was Randy Moss's rookie season for you football guys. You know what I'm talking about. He had a hell of a year. But where was that? What were we talking about? But in Minnesota is headquartered to an amazing number of companies. You've got 3M, Best Buy, Target, Dairy Queen, Pillsbury, General Mills. I mean, all these companies, all these commercials are being shot there. So during my college years, I double majored in marketing and advertising, but I minored in drama because I knew what I wanted to do, and really all the best-looking women were in the drama department. But I knew since I was 11 I wanted to be an actor. And the whole modeling thing sort of happened on the side. It wasn't something I planned on doing. I started dating a model who dragged me over to Europe with her. And when I finished college, I was going to spend maybe 3 months. I ended up staying 3.5 years. So these things happen in life, you know, there's changes of events. But I loved it. I lived in Italy for 8 months. I lived in Paris 6 months, Munich 1.5 years. Munich was great for me. I was told by a Jewish comedian I looked like Hitler's wet dream. So Munich was a good market for me. So, you know, that's...
I am a Jewish comedian, so that's...
You know who said that to me?
Who said that?
Charlie Fleischman,
Oh, really?
the voice of Roger Rabbit.
Oh, yeah.
I was at, one of my older brothers moved to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He comes to LA to visit me one of my first years out in LA. He goes, let's go to the Improv. And I said, that'd be great. He goes, let's sit in the front row. I said, no, you don't want to sit in the front row with comedians. He goes, let's sit. And he points me out. He said, will you stand up, please? He kept saying it over and over again. I said, I don't want to stand. People, come on, put the light on this guy. I turn around. He says, does this guy look like Hitler's wet dream or what? See, a Jewish comedian can get away with that.
Said more like from Seinfeld, chicks appeal right here. You know, that's what, you know, nobody knows that reference. Wow.
I do.
Yeah,
I live in LA.
You definitely have
It's the
chicks
Jewish
appeal.
mafia in LA and Hollywood, so I know that reference.
You definitely have chicks appeal, that's for sure. Now, I have to ask you, because I'm curious, hopefully it's not too embarrassing. Now, you ended up marrying Serena in Hercules.
I did.
And then marrying Sam Jenkins in real life.
Yes.
Is that how that started?
Art imitated life, life imitated art. So.
Well, I understand a lot of times when you're actors and you're in doing romantic things like kissing, you know, that it's really not that romantic.
Well, it's because you got 40 people watching you.
Yeah, I mean, that's not
It was actually the very first day of that episode that we do the kiss. They do that a lot because in case the actors hate each other by the end of the 2 weeks, they want to get that scene out of the way. And I am an incurable, I'm a big flirt. It's a great sport. So I pretty much, you know, every 2 weeks I sent down a beautiful woman for me to work with down in New Zealand, out of LA. And yeah, I worked them all, you know. I'm a single man, it was fun. And I came up to her, I was quite taken with her, obviously. And I came up to her and I said, how are we going to make this work? And she says, what are you talking about? And I go, well, we got a water hazard called the Pacific Ocean between us. I'm in New Zealand, you're up in LA. And she laughed at me and said, don't date actors. I don't date any men with long hair. And I said, well, right now I'm making a pretty good living with the long hair. And she asked Annie, and I said, I walked up to her and I said, maybe we should practice this kiss scene first. She goes, oh God. She said, okay, let's. Annie, do you have any mints? Annie's our makeup artist on the set. Annie comes over with mints. She goes, it's not for me, it's for Kevin. So I said, touche. You know, so that's how the whole thing sort of happened.
So that's really kind of like a real life romance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, it's funny because I got buddies, you know, say, why you guys actors date actors, they date everybody dates in your profession. I get this from people who are teachers married to teachers. Okay, it's who you meet. You know, these are the people you're around. And yeah, I mean, there's sort of the very strange. I mean, we're on 16 years of marriage now in Hollywood. That's definitely like a golden anniversary. So those actors they got 4 marriages after 16 years. So, you know.
I was going to say, that's like infinity.
Well, I learned from my dad after 60 years of my mom. He says you just agree with them.
I have to agree with you.
It saves a lot of problems.
My husband is in the audience going, yes, agree. And now, I didn't like how they killed off Serena and had you do it. I mean, working through your character on the show. I mean, I guess I'm a diehard fan too. I used to watch the show every week. And Andromeda, I loved it so much.
It's got a whole new life on here. It's still airing in 100 countries around the world. Both shows are, but Hercules now on Hub TV and also Netflix. I'm getting a lot of the under 17, 18-year-old crowd now stopping me at the supermarket. You know, it's interesting. So it's got a whole new life to itself. And Andromeda, well, thank you. I'm feeling good. Andromeda is also now finally going to be airing soon back on Netflix now. The Tribune company that owned it. The reason why we didn't get season 6 and 7, because people do ask us a lot, is because there was embezzlement going on within the Tribune company, and they went through a bankruptcy issue. And it was Mutant X, Beastmaster, and Hercules. I mean, Andromeda were the only shows that were the only things that were making money for them. because they also own the Cubs, let's face it, they're not making money on the Cubs. And the papers and everything else, so they went into bankruptcy. And they just finally come out of it after like a 7-year court battle. So now, I recently got information that it will be on Netflix soon, so which is kind of cool.
That's great.
If you don't know the history of Andromeda, I was on my 7th season of Hercules in New Zealand, and I was going through renegotiation contract to do 3 more years on Hercules. And I got a call from Majel Roddenberry. So, cool, Nurse Chapel's calling me. You know? With the turbo boobs, right? I'm a big Star Trek guy. I've seen each of those original series like 50 times each probably. And she said, I have this show my husband wrote in 1969. He wrote them after the original Star Trek was canceled because at the time they thought Star Trek was a failure. You know, three seasons and they gave it the axe. Biggest mistake they ever made at NBC. And so she sent me 3 scripts that were, she said, I want to do one of these shows. And I read them all and I said, can we take the best ideas from this one and put it into one show? And they said yes, and they came to me. It was really an Italian offer. It was too good to say no to it. It was a 44-show guarantee over 2 years. I got to be exec producer, I got final edit, I got final casting approval, I got everything I asked for. And I was like, well, I've got to go do this.
That's a dream.
It was a nice position to be in, and I love that show too. I mean, it was a lot of fun. I wish we could have finished it properly. I wish we could have finished the last 2 seasons. Not only for the fans, but for us, because I love Vancouver. We shot in Vancouver, British Columbia, and I had a great crew. My crew was from X-Files, which had just moved down to LA that year, so we had a really good crew.
That was such a great show, and I was also reading that you have a charity that you're particularly fond of.
Well, it's called A World Fit for Kids. I have the #1 after-school program in the state of California. I've been doing it for 16 years, and we all know, I mean, I saw this morning in Philadelphia with all the cuts, and I realized, you know, the public school system is in disarray. And we have this ridiculous celebration of mediocrity going on in this country. You know, we're not all the same, I'm sorry to say. Tiger Woods will always be a better golfer than me, you know, so. You know, when he beats the other golfers, you know, they all feel bad. They all get a trophy. I'm not a believer in that. You know, I grew up where my father said you have to work hard to get the things you want out of your life. And that's what we try to instill these kids in the schools we deal with. We have over 12,000 students. And in a school district that has a 54% dropout rate, we have a 98% graduation rate, a 67% higher GPA. So, wow. Thank you. Yeah.
That's huge.
Well, you know, for that, it's expensive. We got to change things. I mean, there's a weird thing going on here that's making the country go in a different direction, which to me is a little scary to me because you know, my father was a school teacher in the public world in Minnesota, and he all said, you know, it's all about hard work and be rewarded for it instead of just give me for just not wanting to do anything. I think we need to work on that.
Yeah, and where can we find more information? Is there a website?
WorldFitForKids.org. I'm trying to get it across the country. I go to Washington, D.C. once a year to speak with Congress. I keep showing the stats. I keep showing what we're doing. I get a pat in the back, and just like, you know, both sides of the aisle. Yes, we love it, but nothing ever happens. And it's weird. We should be in every school district across the country because it's a workable, you know, it's proved itself to be a great program. But we just want to keep graduating kids who can't read or write. And don't get me going. Okay.
I have to say I admire it because not every celebrity uses their celebrity to bring light to issues like this, and so this is like a really amazing thing.
It's a good program. It deals with physical fitness, it deals with education, it deals with the music, the arts, the programs like that, because you need to learn to work both sides of your brain. It's
That's
important.
exactly right, especially in this global economy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, hey, who better to kind of tell you how to do that?
Yes, I know everything.
Yes, you do. You know how to work both sides of your brain. So I wanted to go ahead and open it up to questions, because I think that there's a few questions.
Who's got a question?
Go
Right
ahead,
here.
man. Right here, you're first.
Good afternoon. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Let's pretend that you have a Hercules reunion. Okay, you're getting a great
We're
big
going to
movie, right?
pretend Hercules, okay?
Okay, that's a
We're going to
scenario.
pretend we're having a Hercules reunion.
No,
Okay.
you've been offered. Okay, so you.
All right.
I was going to ask you who would you invite back, but listening to you, I want to know who wouldn't you invite back, and is Xena going to have a party?
Who wouldn't I invite back? You know, I'm not going to name the one actor. In 7 years, there's only one actor that I would not work with again on that show. One, that's pretty good.
That is good.
He was an ass. He was for everybody. And I'm not going to name him because you would know who he is. He was stunt casting, he was a guy that people would know. But no, we'd have everybody back. It'd be a blast. You know what was weird? You do a show like Hercules. We passed Baywatch as the most watched show in the world. we spin up Xena season 3, we spin up Young Hercules season 5. You guys remember Young Hercules? Yeah. Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
And they got canned for 1 year. I took him out to dinner in a little suburb of Auckland, New Zealand, and he was just distraught. He was like 20 years old at the time. And I said, Ryan, you know what though? Buddy, you're a good actor, you'll do fine. So I bumped into him a couple years ago, dude, put me in one of your movies then. Canadian punk. Jeez. But yeah, I would love, well, what my point was, and Xena had a huge success. Why would they, I would have thought, when Herc wrapped at the end of '99, she wrapped in 2000, why wouldn't you 2 years later come back and do, I mean, it's stupid, the shows are huge. Hollywood forgets that it's called show business, not show. You know? I mean, it's weird, but Universal was, the 7 years I was there with that show, went through they had 3 different studio heads that came in. They had Sidney Sheinberg who started it all, then they had Edgar Bronfman who owns Seagram's, so booze money, and then it was, what's his name, Barry Diller. I mean, but so when they bring in, when a new studio guy comes, they can sort of get rid of everything, and they want to bring in their own stuff. You know, the egos in Hollywood are huge. I mean, the things you got to deal with are just mind-boggling, and it's a weird town, but there I am living in it. Yes, sir, way in the back.
How was the Xena spin-off of Real Life brand?
Well, you know what happened was when Hercules started, there was a thing called the Action Pack. There were 5 different shows. There was Tech Wars, which was Shatner's deal. There was Vanishing Sun, which was sort of a karate deal. They had BJ and the Bear, and they had Midnight Run. And they had Hercules. And we were each scheduled for 4 2-hour movies. They wanted to sort of bring back in the 70s, they had Columbo, McMillan, and Wife McCloud. They wanted to have that sort of rotating thing going on. And it was really only Hercules. They added a 5th movie to Hercules because we just, by the 3rd movie, they realized the ratings were so good off the other movies, they said, we gotta add another movie. And initially, they thought there were 5 different ideas that Herc could be the first to go. Shows you how much they don't know in studios, because they don't know. And these are the people who decide what you all get to watch. And Vanishing Sun was picked up, but got canceled after the 1st season. They only did a half a season with it. And so they had an hour to fill, and because Hercules was so successful, they were going, well, why don't we do like the female version of that? So at the end of season 2, we introduced in the 3-show arc that character to see how it would do. And it was during the hiatus they decided to keep going with it. And that's, that's kind of how it goes, because look at the success of those shows. What did it spin off in terms of other studios saying, hey, let's do Tarzan, let's do Sinbad, let's do Conan, let's do Robin Hood, all these other shows sort of came off, but that's what they do. Everybody copies each other anyway, so they run with that success. But that's how the whole thing happened. Yes.
How do you feel about The Rock playing in the upcoming Hercules?
There's 2 Hercules movies being shot right now. And my agent, I said, you guys are fired. Not to get me in one of those. You're older now, but I mean, Dwayne Johnson's doing one. It's a $150 million production. I read the script. It doesn't read any better than a 1-hour episode of Hercules. And it doesn't. It reads exactly, you got Aeolus as this fast-talking goofball. Hercules doing his little wisecrack, sarcastic stuff, and being a pretty good guy. And it's amazing to me. And the other one is directed by Rennie Harlan. He used to be married to Gina Davis, and they're doing that in Sofia, Bulgaria, which I've shot a movie there before. Interesting place. And to not give me any of those movies, I find kind of rather semi-offensive. It's like, I don't make it a cameo. I mean, it's stupid not to when both shows are still out there in so many countries. So, yeah, I'll be honest, it's frustrating. I would love to have done something. I get it, Dwayne just looks huge right now. It's all natural. In fact, you don't get that big right now. It's like 295 right now. So, but great guy. I know, he's a great guy. He is. We worked at the same gym for like 3 years. It's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. He's a very, very outgoing, gregarious dude. But it's like, something to be good. Anyway, Orange.
Who was more fun to play, Hercules or the Sovereign?
Oh man, the Sovereign. I love the Sovereign. I would have done more of the Sovereign, the alter ego of her. I gotta say, because I know some of you guys already know this. Disappointed?
Yes. We were going to
Let me give you the story, okay? Because it's interesting. But it's, you know, the millions of hits it's got on YouTube, it's fun. What the hell? But I'm a big fan of Kevin Kline and A Fish Called Wanda. And he said that many times during it. So I ad-libbed that line. It wasn't something in the script. It wasn't something I misread. They would have put it in anyway if they didn't like it. Because Michael and I did a lot of ad-libbing on the show. We called ourselves like Butch and Sundance in our time period, you know. So I just threw it out and they kept it in. I mean, that's kind of what we did with the show. And I think that's what made the show so much fun. And the writers sort of caught on to our humor and started writing that way. Because when you're on the set, I told Sam Raimi when we first started, I said, thank God that you set this up that people, they're going to laugh with us and not laugh at us. Because it's like when I saw, not Spartacus, 300. Which Spartacus is the same group of guys I did Hercules with. They shoot in New Zealand. Spartacus is 300 means soft porn. You know, or porn. But I told Rob, I mean, Rob Towers, the producer, I said, thank God you guys are making us that, you know, people can laugh with us, because that's, you need to have that. It was just a tongue-in-cheek Gilligan's Island sort of moments, you know, where you don't really break the fourth wall all the time. I think I did it in a couple episodes, but the old, you know, skipper at the counter. Gilligan, you know, whatever walking away. But it was fun. I mean, the Sovereign, of course, was a great character, and but Hercules obviously was wonderful for me to play and started my career.
It was a great show. I miss it. Go ahead, start in the back, and then I do see you too.
In the blue,
Right.
glasses right here. I'm sorry.
I just want to say I love FDR American Badass, and I'm wondering if there'll be a sequel or an Abraham Lincoln movie.
It's hard to say. He mentioned I did 2 movies with these guys, this writer-director team that just do really off-the-wall wacky things. I actually have at the table. I got a couple of FDR American Badasses, and FDR American Badass was a movie that it's in the vein of Naked Gun and Airplane and stuff like that, which I love. And I have another movie I did with them called Pool Boy Drowning Out the Fury. I haven't even seen that yet. And you got to see his movies. They're at the table too. Come see them. I played Abe Lincoln in FDR American Badass, and I come out of the picture after it. FDR finds George Washington's stash of marijuana to be used in case of emergency. And I come out to help him, and I get him stoned, heavily stoned, laying on top of the White House. And there's a line there which I just love, and he goes, you do this with all presidents. And I said, not only those who are in trouble and need my help, I said, there's this guy, the next century Obama is going to be smoking a lot with me. So it was just fun. I mean, it's one of these movies that's politically incorrect, and it's like, and I love movies like that, because we take ourselves far too seriously. And it's good to make fun of ourselves and just have fun with it. And I am doing it's not a sequel to that one, but I am doing a movie with them coming up soon called Helen Keller, Super Secret Agent Spy. I'll be Helen Keller's sidekick. And oh yeah, these guys. The Pool Boy movie, it's me and Danny Trejo. So if you're Danny Trejo fans too, check it out. He plays the leader of a bunch of illegal aliens that are taking all the pool cleaning jobs away in Southern California. And that's what I used to do as a kid, so I'm trying to get them out of the country. And I'm gonna give you one of the really bad lines in it, because I love this line. I call him up, he's cussing me, he's gonna kill me, all this kind of stuff. And I say, what's the difference between a Mexican and an elevator? He says, well, an elevator can raise a child. Danny Trejo laughed. But I mean, there's that kind of humor throughout. I love, like I said, I'm a big Davey Zucker fan. I love that stuff, you know. Nice beaver, thanks. I just had it stuffed. You know, things like that. You know, it's just funny stuff. Wait a minute, yes.
Thanks for coming, Kevin.
Is that a question?
CGE, would your show have been better if made today compared to then?
Well, I think CGI just gets better all the time. Of course, I mean, that's.
But it wouldn't have been as campy if the effects maybe were today.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, even from back then, I mean, there's still some pretty good stuff in there. I mean, the group of guys that created all of our creatures and everything, that's the Weather Group. That's the guys who went on to work on Lord of the Rings and won all those Academy Awards. So we worked with some amazing guys. So we were like a training ground. But Peter Jackson would come on the set all the time to see how we were doing, because that was a training ground for the crew that he ended up taking to work on Lord of the Rings. And I'm actually heading to New Zealand in January, so I'm meeting with the Weather Group. I've got 2 new series that we're gonna hopefully put together, and I'll be producer on it. They're gonna be One's with puppets, one's with the CGI stuff they do. So my voice is going to be in both of them. But they love what we got going on. Richard Taylor, who heads up Weta. So hope you guys get to see this because you will love it. This is crazy stuff. It's good. I think you guys will like the idea behind it.
And then we had a question right here.
Yes.
This gentleman.
Have you had a cheesesteak yet?
Have I had a? No, I have not. But I just got in at 1 o'clock this morning.
What is it? What is it? What are you?
A cheesesteak.
Oh, silly cheesesteak.
Yeah.
You know, I have had one before. Yes, I've been here before. But I haven't had one on this trip.
All right, just had to ask.
But I've been here. I've actually had a couple meetings with Comcast, which is headquartered here, to do a reality show that I'm trying to put together right now.
Can you tell us more?
Well, yeah, because you guys will love it because it's perfect for now. I pitched these guys about a year ago with them. I've been back a couple times since. Especially what's going on in the news right now. It's a game show called Beat the IRS. Isn't that hilarious? The time now is perfect, so they've all of a sudden got their ears are peaked up more. The winner, the winner of it. I'm not going to explain the premise of it. The winner of each episode will not have to pay taxes for a year.
Nice.
So there's some interest after we I think we'll get people to be on it. I think they will want to be on the show. But it's a pretty cool show. We've been developing it for about 3 years.
That sounds amazing. Now, what about the films you were talking about with the New Zealand group you were working with? Can you tell us more about those?
No, I can't.
Oh,
No, I can't. I'm sorry. I really can't right now.
I'm sad. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I've got several ones I've finished. God's Not Dead will be out in theaters this late fall, early winter. So God's Not Dead will be in theaters. I shot that down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The highlight for me, I'm a big college sports guy. The highlight was for me the guy who financed the movie. I got to stand on the sidelines for the LSU Alabama football game. For any football fans, you know how cool that is. And Alabama won last 40 seconds. They threw a touchdown pass. It was pretty cool. And that's when Brad Musburger got in trouble for that. I've been talking about the quarterback's hot girlfriend or something. It was ridiculous. Anyway, then I got the one I just finished, Storm Rider, and I've got another one called Julia X, which is finally coming out. I played a serial killer in that one, getting my victims off the internet dating service. It's a creepy movie for me. It's fun. So yeah, I'm kind of mixing it up, doing a bunch of different
I was
things.
going to ask you about that role because that's very different from your normal.
It was.
Yeah, and it was.
I told my mom, I said, I finally made a movie you can't see. It wasn't on purpose, I love the part. So, Joel David Moore is in it. You might know Joel David Moore from, well, he's an Avatar. He was an Avatar.
He was in Dukes of Hazzard at the beginning.
He was. He was also in Dodgeball, which is hilarious. Oh, you haven't seen Dodgeball, you gotta see Dodgeball. With Ben Stiller and Vince Vaughn. It's hilarious. Anyway, yes, go ahead.
Would you ever do any more episodes of 2.5 Men?
I would love to do 2.5 Men. Actually, I might be doing a Big Bang Theory. And I'll be the really jock father of one of the nerds, so he's always been a disappointment. But I would do big. I did 4 episodes of Dharma and Greg. That was the same guy, Chuck Lorre, created that one. And Sybil back in like in 95, 96.
2 episodes of 2.5 Men.
Yes, 2.5 Men was fun. It was a fun set. John Cryer's, you hear all these things about what's his name? Charlie Sheen. I was thinking Martin Sheen because I just saw something on him. Charlie, he was cool to me. I don't know him well. I've met him, once every 2 years. We meet through the years I've been out there. He's always been cool. I got the show. He was cool. They make all these things about him, but the guy, he's got his problems. He's got his own demons. But he was nothing but a pro on the set. I gotta say. There wasn't like causing problems for anybody. He knows his stuff, and he's there. He shows up. So I just want to pass that on. I got no skin in the game of the guy. Just to me, he's always class act. So
Winning.
It's funny. It works. I think there's a calculated thing there with the guy. I think he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, very smart.
Jacob's always funny.
Oh yeah. That's not over here.
I wanted to ask real quick. Well, first of all, I'm really impressed to meet you.
Oh,
to
thank
see you. I wanted to ask, what was your physical?
You're usually impressed. Oh, go ahead.
No, I always watched your show growing up, but I wanted to ask, what was your physical fitness regimen like? Like when you were on the show versus today? Like,
it was. I played football through college. I was used to working all the time. When I got the part, I'm 215 now. When I got the part, I weighed 220. And I had about 3 months of training to get ready for it. They didn't want me to get all, they wanted an NFL quarterback size guy. That's what they wanted. They didn't want a Lou Ferrigno. And I told Lou that. Because when the series, I used to work out at Gold's Gym all the time, so I knew Lou back in the day before I got Hercules. And this is back in the mid to late 80s. Lou was huge. And when he